2.2, slope and the rate of change. This should be a review lesson. Slope is the vertical change divided by the horizontal change. The one you're more familiar with is rise over run. That formula should be burned in your memory forever and ever. Y2 minus Y1 divided by X2 minus X1. Okay, if you don't already have that memorized, do so. Okay, so what we're going to do today... No? Oh, sorry. There we go. How about that? Slope is answered. Yep. Okay, if I have 2 points, 2, 1, and 6, 3, I'm going to plot those on my little graph here. 2, 1, and 6, 3.
Connect them.
Yep, and then we're going to connect them. Label my X and Y axis here. I'm going to draw a line between the two. Don't forget to put arrows on either end of your line. Now I want to find the slope of that line. Now there's two different ways we can do that. If we look at the graph, I can count from the point 2, 1, I go rise is 1, 2, run is 1, 2, 3, 4. So by counting on the graph, I get rise over run equals 2. Okay, so that's the slope of that line. Now let's do it using our formula. Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1 equals. Now does it matter which Y value I choose first?
Yes. No, it doesn't.
Doesn't matter which one I choose, except that if you choose one Y value first, the same X value has to be the same first in the bottom. Okay? So I'm going to use this one first. So I'm going to have my Y value is 3 minus the other Y value of 1 over, now again I have to go back to this X value, so 6 minus 2 equals 2 over 4, which again is 1/2. Same answer. Now, that's a positive number if the line rises from left to right, then that means my slope is always positive. One of the things you're going to do in your assignment today, find your slope, simplify that number, and then tell me, is it rising or falling? Okay?
All for those.
Nope. Okay, let's look at another one. We've got -1, 3, and 2, -1. So let's plot those points. -1, 3, and 2, -1. Draw the line between them. Get the X and the Y. Remember the arrows on the end. Okay, so now this one, let's just go right to our formula. You got Y2 minus Y1 over X2 minus X1. So it doesn't matter which one you pick to go first, but I'll pick this one. So I'm going to have 3 minus a minus 1 for my Y values. My X values are going to be -1, -2. So a minus becomes a plus. I get 4 over -3, or -4/3. Now, from left to right, my slope is falling. My line is falling left to right. That tells me that my slope is always negative. So when you find your slope, if it's a negative number, then you're going to tell me that that line is falling. Okay, that takes care of two cases. I've got a couple more we need to look at. Okay. Look at the next one. I got these 2 points, 1, 5, and 1, -1. Those 2 points, label them. When I draw a line between the two, what's going to be the slope of this line?
6, 0. It's going to be a vertical line.
It's going to be a vertical line. So let's find the slope. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, so pick this one first. So I'll look at my y values. I get 5 minus a -1. This becomes a plus.
Over 0.
And then I have 1 minus 1 on the bottom. 6 over 0.
0.
Undefined. When you divide by 0, it is undefined. Okay?
Can you just write 6?
No.
So the lines on the top, oh, when the zeros on the top, that's...
When the zero's on the top, it's 0. When the zero's on the bottom, it's undefined. Okay? So the answer you will give for this one
It's a circle with a line in the right.
is undefined. No.
I thought
It's undefined. No, that means no solution. This is undefined. It's an undefined slope. So you need to write it out. Sorry. And then when you tell me what the line is doing, you will say
Vertical line.
it's a vertical line. Okay? Next one.
If I get this wrong, I get it on math. Oh.
Okay, let's plot the 2 points. I'm just going to leave my line there. Okay, I got I got 2, -2. And I've got the point -3, -2. Put arrows on either end. Label my x and y axis.
Undefined? 0.
Look, this is this thing.
Okay, this is a horizontal line, so let's look at this slope. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, I'm going to choose this one first. So I'm going to have for my y, so -2 minus a -2 over my x values, -3 minus 2. So I get, this becomes plus, 9 minus 2 plus 2 is 0. -3 minus 2 is -5. When it's 0 on the top, it's 0.
Why isn't it undefined?
Horizontal.
It's
Horizontal line.
You really don't need a 20 words.
Okay, so if it's horizontal, your slope is 0.
Yeah, so if you already know that's a horizontal line, then you still have to do the work. We just put 0 and then put...
Now for today's assignment, you won't be looking at a picture, you'll be looking at numbers,
But you can tell from the numbers.
but you need to show me the work on the numbers.
This is no fair. I hate
You need to
words.
do that. Okay, let's keep going. What? Okay, this is a review
Same slope.
from last year. Parallel lines have the same slope. So if you find the slope of two different lines and it is the same, you can say they are parallel. How about perpendicular? A little bit trickier, but not, you still should know this.
Cross each other 90 degrees.
They cross each other 90 degrees. How about their slopes? They're opposite, reciprocal. They're opposite, reciprocals. So write this down. Slopes are opposite reciprocals. I'm going to run out of room. There's Mel at the end of that. Okay. So let's look at these two lines right here and let's determine whether they are parallel, perpendicular, or neither. We're going to find the slope of this top one first, y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. Okay, I'm going to pick this one first. So I'm going to have 2 minus a minus 1 on top. I'm going to have negative 2 minus 0 on the bottom. Plus
2, 3,
3 over negative 2, so negative 3 halves. Okay, let's look at the second line. We're going to use the same formula. y2 minus y1 over x2 minus x1. So let's, again, use this one first. So I'm going to have negative 1 minus 3. And I'm going to have negative 4 minus 2. So I'm going to have negative 1 minus 3 is negative 4. Over negative 6. Okay. So this is going to be a positive 2/3.
No, it's perpendicular.
Okay. When you ask the question, is it parallel, perpendicular, Bobby, please be quiet.
Sorry.
Parallel, perpendicular, or neither, you look at it and you say, okay, they're not the same, so it can't be parallel. They are opposite signs, and they are reciprocals, therefore, they are perpendicular.
What if they weren't? What if they were both negative?
And they were both negative, it was like negative 3 halves and negative 2/3, then you'd say neither.
Wait,
There's no way.
They have to be
you
negative.
said they're both negative.
Yeah, they have to be
Opposite.
One has to be negative too.
Wasn't they both positive?
No, they have to be perpendicular, they have to be opposite signs and
Same
reciprocal.
number, but with the-
Okay, now, I'm going to also give you, if they are perpendicular, you can use the perpendicular symbol to show that. It's an upside down T.
What's the parallel symbol?
What's the best?
Look at the road.
That's parallel. Okay, you can use that too.
Where's the dance going?
Okay, questions on that? Now, this one more type of problem I want you to be aware of, and this is I think new. I don't know that you've seen anything like this before. Okay, if you are given 2 points, I've given the point of 0.11 and 350. It tells me X is measured in gallons and Y is measured in miles. What are we trying to measure here?
How many
Yes.
miles or gallons per mile?
About miles per gallon. Hopefully it's miles per gallon. It's gallons per mile, you're driving a really big piece of equipment. Okay?
Combine.
So, to find miles per gallon, now listen guys, to find miles per gallon, you are going to use slope. Remember, this is miles, this is gallons. So I am going to use this formula. Okay, so I'm going to have, I'll start with this one, 50 minus 11 for my y values, and 3 minus 0 for my x values. Now I'm going to, since they gave me units here, I'm going to include the units. It says y is measured in miles. It says x is measured in gallons. Remember, if it's a fraction, miles over gallons, that's miles per gallon. So let's simplify. 50 minus 11 is 39
49.
over 3,
Which is also 13.
which is 13 miles per
Oh, I keep thinking it says 1.
That's
gallon.
that's
So
gotta
you
be
put
gas mileage.
MPG,
That,
on this case you
that I
put
said
yes.
1 the whole time. I couldn't read it.
No.
Okay? Anytime it says per, think fraction. Miles per gallon is miles over gallons.
Miles per
Okay?
gallon.
And that is the end of our notes for today.